So as I showed you, this is my F150. We call it deer pickle. And so I had no start, no crank. And so what I did was, excuse me for the blurredness, I had an aftermarket alarm on there. And I'm thinking the alarm wouldn't disengage, so I took all this crap off. It took me half a day just to get all this off and everything. You see just the crap. I thought this brain was bad. And so I unplugged it, found the other box that goes to it. And I took it off because I had enough with it. It's been on there for probably over 15 to 14 years. So I said, you know what? Because what was happening was it had the solenoid on there, and it had a relay on there. And so, excuse the barbecue stuff. So it had this relay on there. And what I did was, I wanted to see if the relay actually works. So what I did was just made my own little wiring harness. And I hooked it up to the relay on the prongs. And then I went to put it on the battery, positive, negative, and you hear a clicking sound. So with that clicking sound, it lets me know that the relay is good. It's actually working. You have to forgive me for my communion. I've been working on this truck for the last 3 days, and we've been battling it out. So back to the subject. So I started checking my fuses. Start checking 28. I start checking, hold on, let me get the box out. I checked 28. I checked the number 1 relay. I pulled out 203 relay to see if it had crud on it. The 5 amp, I think is the 28. And so it was looking all gunky. I changed it out. And then I think that goes to the starter. And then the other 5 amp, which you can see here, I think that's the ignition. So I changed it out just because it was looking gunky, just for my own benefit. I checked this one here. I think it goes to the starter. That's 101, and then 102. I checked it. So what I did was I put a test light in between all these to see, especially this one here, to see if I got fire. And once I hooked it up to just some kind of screw that you have up under here. Oh, here you go. There's a screw right there. Just hook up your test light. Hook your test light up to it. Like so. And then put your test light in between the fuses. Here you should be hot, and I think a couple more you should be hot. That lets you know that you got power coming on. But I was constantly getting a no crank, no start. So once I turn the key, all you hear is the fuel pump whine, and then that was it. And also, if you keep doing that, then it's gonna drain your battery down. I guarantee it. If you keep trying to start it over and over again, it's gonna go out. So what I did was, after I took the alarm out, let me get over there to it. Yeah, excuse me, because I'm so happy I got this truck running that I'm just overjoyed, and I got to have my communion. Oh, that's good. That's rockin' watermelon juice. Good stuff. So once I took, so all these splices here, that's from the alarm. It's also splices down there. As you see, it's one wire down there. It splices from the alarm that they put from the aftermarket. Now with the splices, you don't have to, you can just leave those alone. They're spliced as long as unless you put something in it, just leave it alone, the wire's still connected. And so I still kept getting everything, no power, no crank. And then so I started spending money. I changed the ignition switch, which is here. All you have to do is go up under the bottom, it's a prong under there, move that clip from over it, and that changes the ignition switch. Thinking it was that. So the only thing they did with the alarm is that they spliced this wire here. So what I did was take a butt connector, got my own piece of wire, and spliced it back to the original. And that's the only thing I could see that they cut. But yet still battling this truck, still getting a no crank. I had all this off to get the alarm, had the paneling off, you know, 2 screws here to get the paneling off. Still no crank. So then I thought, I don't have the key fob anymore. And so I thought it was maybe my anti-theft, which is located on the driver's side in the back seat. And to let you all know that the factory code is on it. So if you're looking for the factory code, pull your back seat out, as I did. And your what they call it, body security module, and your code will be on it, guaranteed. I looked all over for this, did a lot of YouTube and a lot of searching on the internet, and finally found it. They also said that there's a latch on the door. Maybe I took the door panel off, take it off here, unplug it, screws in here, 2 screws in here. The screws also 2 screws on the bottom. Took this whole off, took this whole door panel off, didn't see anything. So I'm thinking, yeah, it should go back together. It should start up because I unplugged the old aftermarket wiring. I unplugged everything from that. And so why am I not getting a signal? Why am I not getting power from the PCM, from the fuses over to the steering wheel? So my power was from here to here. So something with the PCM was telling it it's not gonna work. Oh, and also unplugging this security body module would not work. It didn't work for me because the PCM didn't recognize that it was there, and so still got a no start. So after all that, something's in there. So after all that, tracing wires, trying to figure it out. I've already changed the starter, so that should be good. The starter's only like a month, maybe a month and a half old. Thinking it was a relay. I checked the fuse on the relay. I checked the ignition fuses on the relay. I mean on a fuse box. So what I came to find out is that there's a little box that's mounted. Let me move this wire out of the way. That's mounted right there on the side. I looked in the book. It said a diode's supposed to be there. And then it has other relays there. That's the top of it right there. I changed out that 5-amp fuse because it was gunky. But as you can see, that diode is melted. How it melt, when it melt, I don't know. When I had the aftermarket alarm on there, it was still working, but I guess intermittently. And so after it melt, as you see, I took part of the prong off because trying to get it out, and it just melted. So the fix I did was, it's only 2 wires there, so I jumped them. You can just get you any kind of piece of wire you had. I got this from a trailer hitch kit, wiring kit that I had. I just stripped the wires and jumped it. And when I did that, lo and behold, tell you now, I've been out here for the last 3 days battling this truck. 3 days. And once I put that jumper wire on there, why would a little small diode, 1 amp, cause so much problem? I don't know. And I also thought, okay, maybe it's a security, because I have the original key, but I don't have the key fob. I lost it over 15 years ago. So I was about to go to a dealer and get another one. And so I don't have the key, so I found the code to put in to unlock the doors, thinking that would cut this off, but it still doesn't. As you see, it still beeps. But after putting that jumper wire on there, as you see, I have it on. The light comes on, which I'm not even worried. Truck cranks. Now, I'm gonna do it again. Lights on. And without even waiting for it to go off, with the light on. That one little diode cost me 3 days of my off days. Oh, hold on, let me cut this down, because that's not my jam. That's that new school stuff. I don't listen to that. I'm more old school. So yeah, if anybody having a problem, check that. I went through everything. I was down here constantly. Those extra wires are speaker wires. They tapped into those splices there. Luckily, I just pulled them off. Luckily, they didn't cut nothing else, because actually I was fixing to take it back to the place where I got the alarm and put another alarm on there. But to spend an extra $300 on that, and it probably still wouldn't have worked without knowing that diode was fried in there. How could that one little diode stop your truck from running? I don't know. I'm just a shaded tree mechanic. But I hope this finds somebody and help them out without going through all the trouble. Y'all take it easy and stay safe. PoMan out. 1.